Okay, so first introduction, I will start with the introduction. Right. What is the API? API is an American Petroleum Institute. We have many exams, international exams. For example, if we take welding side, we have AWS, we have C#. And if you take NDT side, we have ASNT, we have PCN, and we have ISO 9712. Same like this is API talks about the in-service inspection. What is meant by in-service inspection? A piping or pressure vessel or tank, after starting operation, what type of inspection we have to carry it out? That is the scope of API exams. So API exams generally talk about the in-service inspection of the different equipments. 653 talk about the in-service inspection of storage tanks. 510 talks about the in-service inspection of pressure vessels, and 570 talks about the in-service inspection of the process piping. These three exams are considered as a major exams in API, and we have many supplementary exams. For example, 571, damage mechanism, 580, RBA, risk-based inspection, 936, refractory, 1169, cross-country pipeline. So there are many exams. Okay. Now, many people doesn't understand the system of the API. The first difference between this other exams like C#, PCN, or AWS is these exams are not conducted throughout the year. They are conducted only yearly 3 times. So they have a fixed schedule, I think since from 2014, they are following the same schedule. Every year, January, it will start with the 510. January 510, then after 4 months, May month 510 and September 510. If you take 570, then next month, February, June, October. If you take 653, March, then July, then November. This is the schedule. And the next one, April, will be the supplementary exam. This is the schedule they are following. So first you should know API exams are not conducted throughout the year. So I see we heard many inquiries, people asking, sir, next month I am coming to India, I want to attend the API exam. It is not practically possible because the application deadline ended 2 months before the exam start date. So you have to apply 2 months before, and we have to pay $940 to API. Suppose your company, you have to give a company name, which company you are working. Is a API member, then there will be $200 reduction. So you have to pay around only $730. But you cannot manipulate this. Once you enter the name, it will automatically display your company is a member or not. Okay. So if you take API 653 exams every 3 years, generally March, July, and November. So application deadlines ends 2 months before. Now, if you go to the next exam, so this is the closest exam, March 11 to April 1. So the deadline already completed on the January 7th. Now, how the system works, you have to apply to API, those who are not applied. So they are applied, you know that one. All application is through online only. There is no paperwork. Okay, hardly if you have all data details, it will hardly take 1 hour to fill the application. Okay. What details required? If you are a BE in mechanical engineering, please remember BE in other streams, they are not accepting a CBE. You should have the mechanical engineering degree. Okay, sometimes there may be overlooked, but most of the time they find. If you have a mechanical engineering BE, you should have at least 1 year experience. Okay. Next one, if you have diploma, at least 2 years experience. If you have a +2 or a high school graduate, you have to have 3 years experience. If you don't have any basic qualification, still you can attend API exams, provided you have 5 years experience. This is the systems. So once you fill and pay the fees, you submit your application. There will be, you have to provide 2 mail IDs to verify your, what you call the employment. Okay. 2 mail IDs. So there will be automatically generated mail will go to that particular person. So they have to fill the data details. The details should match with what you filled during your application filling. That's all. Then your application is the processing, it will take 1 week. After processing, there will be a mail come to your given mail ID. Please remember, another difference between the 60 CCP exams and the AP exam is these are not conducted through any of the institutes. It is conducted through only Prometric centers. So we are not, no institute can claim that we are conducting AP exams. No. All APA correspondence will be directly to your mail ID. So they will send the mail to your given mail ID. Actually, your mail ID is the that what you call it, that the mail ID only you have to enter it. Now, in the mail ID, there will be exam authorization will come. There is a link. You have to click the link. So it will direct to the Prometric center. So AP exams are conducted by the Prometric center all over the world. Okay. If we take India, southern part of the India, we have a center in Chennai. Trichy, there is no center. We have Chennai, Trivandrum, Hyderabad, and Bangalore. And I think you have Chennai, where you have Kolkata, you have the center. Mumbai, we have the center. Pune. Okay, so we have many Prometric centers. And if you take international countries, all countries have Prometric centers. Whether you take Gulf countries or you take here the Singapore, Malaysia. So during application also, you can choose the center. Suppose, for example, the exam is scheduled on March 11. So you schedule March 11, April 1. For example, last date is April 1. Now, many people ask a question whether I can change the exam date. It is allowed before 1 month of the exam. You can change the exam date free of cost. Even you can change the exam location free of cost before 1 month of your scheduled exam. For example, you schedule on April 1. So tomorrow is the March 1. So until today, you can change it. You want to change the center, you can change it, or you can change the date also, you can change it. Before 1 week, you can still change, but you have to pay $70 to the Prometric. Within 1 week, it is not allowed to change. Another one, some people, suppose I applied the March exam. I already scheduled it, but I am not prepared due to some personal reason. Can I postpone it to July exam? It is not possible. It will be considered as a re-exam. If you want to postpone to July, so it is like you failed the exam. Like that only they will consider it. So you have to again pay $300 and apply for the July exams. Okay. Now another standard question asks, suppose I fail the exam, what will happen? So it is same like all international exams only. So every year they are conducting 3 exams. The first exam, you have to pay $940. Suppose somebody failed in the first, second, and the third exams will be $300. You have to pay $300 to attend the exams. Is it clear? Yeah. No, once you get the result, suppose you failed that result, then you can go for retest by paying the $300. Next schedule. Before that exam result will come. Okay, suppose if somebody fail in the March exam, they can attend the July exam, but you have to pay $300. July also failed, then they can go for a November exam, again $300. November also failed, it will be again $940. Yeah, yeah, 1 year or 3 attempts, whichever is less. That is the rule. From the first exam, 1 year up to 1 year you can attend with the 300. 1 year only total 3 exam will come. Okay, that is the system they are following. So coming to the exam day, if you are attending in India, you should be there a Prometric center by 7:30 a.m. in the morning. Okay, but if you are attending in Gulf, maybe the timing will change. Maybe I think 6:30 something there. Okay. So inside the exam hall is nothing but a computer center. A computer cabins will be there. That's all, and they will have a desktop, and just they will come switch on and operate you. Inside the exam hall, except your original ID and your locker key, nothing is allowed. Even your watch, ring, chain, everything you have to remove. Everything you have to remove. They will provide you the locker. Inside locker, you have to keep everything and lock it. Only your locker key and even handkerchief, nothing is allowed inside. Purses, nothing is allowed. Okay, inside only your locker key and your original signed ID. This is very, very important. When you are going for exam, you should carry a original signed ID, preferably passport. But for AP exams, passport is not mandatory. Okay, passport, our conditions here, driving license and PAN card. Huh? Aadhaar is not allowed. Aadhaar will not have your signature. They need a signed photo. Aadhaar will not have your signature. Aadhaar is not allowed. Only 3 things are allowed. Passport will have your photo and signature, same like a driving license as well as the PAN card. Yeah, original. Original only allowed. Photocopies and you cannot show on your phone. This is not allowed. They will not allow you to write exams. No, that's why I'm telling you. If you don't have passport, you should have either PAN card or you should have either driving license, but you should carry only original things. Photocopies strictly they will not allow. Photocopies or photos are not allowed. Okay. Another important thing is the name in the ID should exactly match with what is filled in your APA application. If it is not matching, it is very easy to correct the APA. Just send the mail before that, so they will correct within 1 day. Don't wait for the last day. Suppose sometimes they reject in the exam, then we have to reschedule it. Okay. Now, is it clear? The instructions are clear. Now, coming to the exam, we have APA 653 exam consists of the 2 parts. One is called closed book exam. That is the first exam, morning you have to write. That you will have 110 questions. The timing will be 2 hours 45 minutes. 110 questions, 2 hours 45. The next one, 45 minutes break, will have open book that will have 60 questions. And the duration is 3 hours 45 minutes. Now, how the exam pattern will be? So, first exam, closed book. I told there will be 110 questions. There may be plus or minus 1 or 2. Okay. Total it will be 170. Okay. The duration is 2 hours 45 minutes. You can write after that. Let me finish. Okay. Now they are following 4 different patterns for the exams. The first pattern is, we call it as a multi-choice. So it will have approximately 100 questions. So simple multi-choice. Multi-choice means I will show you there will be a question and there will be 4 answers. You have to click it. Okay. The next one is, we call it as a multi-response. So what is mean by multi-response? Each question have multi-choice. Each question have only one option. A, B, C, D. Out of 4, only one you can choose. Multi-response, the question will have 2 or more options. 2 answers may be correct, or sometimes 3 answers also may be correct. So generally, approximately there will be 3 to 4 questions. Third one is drag and drop. So it will have, what is meant by drag and drop? There will be some options, 2 boxes will be there. For example, months, like animals. Just I am giving example. So you have to drag and drop in the box. Which one is the correct one? I will show you example. It will have around 3 questions. And the fourth one is extended matching. That will have around 3 questions. So total there will be 110 questions. I will show you what is meant by multi-choice. So this is the CBT tutorial. Okay, computer, it will be available. It is available in the AP website, which will be available in the exam window also. So before start the exam, you can go through the tutorial how to attend the exam. Okay. Now, what is the key points of this? First one I told, there will be 170 questions. So this is the simple multi-choice question. Multi-choice means it is not a relevant of the following biological levels which represent the small. Just they given some sample. It is nothing to do with the biology. Our exam is nothing to do with the biology. Okay. So organism, populations, cell. So you have to click one. When you click it, the color will change. The color change means you pick the answer. Now the next doubt you will ask whether I can change the answer. you can change the answer any times. N number of times you can. Suppose you want to pick B, pick it. Again, you want to change it to A, you can change it. Any number of times you can change it. The last one which you are picking will be picked by the system. Okay. Then how to go to the next question? At the bottom, there will be a next thing. If you want to go back, there will be a back key. Or sometimes you can see here the question number is up. You can click the question number, it will directly go to the question. So very simple system, not complicated. It's a computer-based testing. We call it as a CBT. It's a very simple system. Is it clear? So next, you can go back or you can directly go to the question by scroll bar. So,
can see that which is not answered. So we can come back.
which, yeah, you can see that because there is a color change. Once you answer, there will be, you can see here it is changed to black color, means the question you answered it. So these questions are not answered. You can just score it whichever not answered. And apart from there is a bottom, there is one called review window. You just click it, not on the starting. Before finishing the test, just click the review. It will show the number of question 1, 2, 3 like this, attended, not attended. There will be 2 columns. So which question missed by mistake, you can again go back and attend it. So to avoid the confusion only, they have given the finish test at this one, upper right hand corner. Once you click the finish test, it means the exam is closed. Click you cannot come back. Once you click it, you cannot come back. Okay. So this is the simple multi-choice. Is it clear? Any questions? Then what is meant by multi-response? So next one. The exam contains multi-response which have 2 or more correct answers. For example, which of the following planets are in our solar system? So they will clearly mention. Now you will ask, how I know it is a multi-response question? Question itself, it is clearly mentioned. The following question have multiple answers. They are mentioning 2 or 3, I like that, or generally multiple.
They are mentioning multiple.
Okay, multiple question. Generally, it will have 2, sometimes 3 answers also. 3. Okay, 3 answers also. And now, which of the following planets are in our solar system? So you can say Venus, Mars. You have to pick 2. Venus and Mars you have to pick. Now, the disadvantage of this question pattern is, if you are wanted only one correct, there is no marking. There is a 0 mark. There is no partial mark. So you can attend 1, so I will get 1 mark, 2 mark. It is not like that. Everything should be right. Even 1 is wrong, there will be no mark. Okay, this is called multi-response. Is it clear? That is second pattern. The third pattern is drag and drop. So what is meant by drag and drop? You can see here, we have some 4 options. December, horse, June, dog. And we have months of the year animals. So what is the month of the year? December and June. So click it and drop it. Click it and drop it. Horse and dog, we have to click it. So the answer box should look like this. Again, either full mark or 0 mark. There is no partial mark. So you mix it up, then you will not get marks. Is it okay? That is the third. It is like our school exams actually. Yes, please.
Once
you can change it. Change. Before finish test, anytime you can click it and back it. You can click it and drag it here, or here click it and you can change it anytime. You can. No, first exam is only 110 questions. This is a closed book questions. So if you click the finish test only, the exam will be closed. Finish test means after attending all questions. All question only will click. Once you click the finish test, the system will ask you are going to close the exam. Do you want to close the exam? Then if you said okay, then you cannot come back.
Only one box.
Okay. So there is now they changed it one. Huh? So only one box in that exam. Correct one only drop it. Okay, no problem. Okay, right. Good feedback. The next one is the extended matching. So we will have some options here. Some option you have to click it. So suppose if you want to be, see match a dog and canine. Click here, system will draw the line. You click the line again, the line will go off. So the answer sheet will look like this. So you have to match this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Sometimes one can match with the two also. We will give practice for that. Okay, maybe next week we will give practice on the papers how to do it. Okay. So these are the 4 patterns, and 90% of the question will be simple multi-choice. Only remaining 10% will be have this extended matching, multi-respond, and drag and drop. How many questions you got in 570? Total I 2 them. This one did not get. Okay, generally there will be maximum 10%. Okay, right. No, scoring is not separate. It's overall percentage only. Generally, it is 70%. 70%, 70 and above. But it is not fixed. Not fixed. It is not fixed, but minimum 70%. It should be, sometimes it will be more based on the tough of the question. So more tough question will cut off will be less. Less tough questions will have more cut off. Okay. So they are converting into, I will explain that. Okay, no problem. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once you complete the exam, so once you finish the exam, there will be a 45 minutes break. Now, this break, you can go outside, take breakfast, whatever you want, and you have to come within 45 minutes. If you are late, if suppose you are coming within 15 minutes, no problem. They will switch on the system and they will allow you to start the exam. But the time will be same, fixed time only. Okay, you cannot add the time. Suppose first exam you completed 1 hour, for example. I have extra 1 hour 40, I have extra 1 hour. Can I add to the next time? No, it is not possible. Once you finish the test, first exam, even if you're finishing within 1 hour, within 45 minutes, next exam you have to start. Okay, because this is programmed like this. Next exam will start automatically. If you are coming late, the system will start automatically, and the first question, it will timer only. There will be a timer because watch is not allowed. There will be a timer on the right hand side. Okay, timer will be running. Okay. The next one is the open book question. So it is having 60 questions. The time is 3 hours 45 minutes. Now, this also the same as I said, multi-choice will be the majority of questions, say maybe 50 questions minimum, then B, C, D, all together will have 10 questions. Okay. Now, what is meant by open book? First, what is meant by open book means all the code books. So you have 10 code books for your exam. All the 10 code books will be available in the system in the PDF format. Exam version will be available. For example, you can, so it is given for actually 510. So this is the code books will be available. You can click it and open it, refer it, and answer it. You can okay, because we can split the screen into two. One side you can keep the code book, one side you can keep the question. Okay, before also it was there. It was there. It was long back, it was there. It is automatically coming. Immediately it is coming. Okay, right. Before you have to use, we can make it a blue screen. One side we can scroll the code book, and another side you have to keep the questions. Now, first question everybody asked, whether the question will mention which code book you have to refer. It will not mention. You have to find out. That's the purpose of this class. It will not mention which code book. Second question people ask, whether the question will be like the first one code book complete, next, no, it will be mixed up. First question will be maybe 650, second will be maybe 651, third will be from 653, again fourth will be from 650, like that. Okay, that is the purpose of this class. Right-handed. Third question people are, whether you can use a control F and find the answer. Control F will be deactivated. You cannot use control F. But all other PDF will work. PDF functions will, for example, contents. You can click the content directly. You can go to the particular subject. Okay. All other PDF functions will work except controller. You cannot use a controller. That will be deactivated. This is a open book question because open book question only will have calculations. All design calculation, no need to remember any formula. You should know where to refer the formula and how to apply the values. Okay. So that's why for 100 and if you take this 110 question, they are giving 2 hours 45 minutes, whereas 60 question they are giving 3 hours 45 minutes because they know it will take time. So that's why we are giving. So if we take total, our exam duration is 3 hours plus 5 hours, 6:30, 7 hours, 15 minutes. If you prepared reasonably well, you can complete the exam within 5 hours. Okay, it will take. They start a morning 7:30. Generally, people will come out by 1:30 or 2 o'clock. They will complete both exams and come out. Okay, that is depends upon your preparation level. Now coming back to, so how many questions we have total now? 110 plus 60, 170 questions. 170 questions, 30 questions, there is no mark. 30 question, there is a 0 mark. Why they are giving 0 mark 30 questions? These questions are prepared by the AP exam recently. They want to make it as a trial question for students. Just want to check whether they are able to understand. Now, how I know this particular question does not have mark? We cannot find it. For us, it is total 170. Okay, but there are 30 questions without marking also there. But for us, forget about this because we cannot find it out. Which question have mark? Which question have how many marks? Because all questions are not equally marked. It is not equal mark. This is a point system they are following. Each question will have a different point. Some questions will have 1 point, some questions sometimes have 2 points. We don't know how many points for each questions. So how many points you have to score? If your score is, say, greater than or equal to 400 points, if you score, then you pass the exam. That is the results. Now, when the results will come? Next question. Once you finish the test, the second exam, first exam, finish it. Then I told there is a 45 minutes break. Then second exam will start. There is a 3 hours, 45 minutes. Then you complete it. Within 15 minutes, exam result will come. 15 minutes only it will take hardly to the mail, your mail. Not the points will not come. Just a preliminary result will come. They are giving 3 types of preliminary results. Preliminary pass. Pass means pass. Preliminary fail. Fail means fail. There is another result is called a marginal results. Marginal result means you are neither pass nor fail. You are near a border. Suppose if you put it percentage, cutoff is 70%. If you are scoring, because it is a system evaluation, there is no manual evaluation because everything you are clicking, system automatically will click. If you are scoring more than 70% preliminary pass, less than 65% preliminary fail. But if you are in between 65 to 70, they will hold the results. They will give marginal results. So the marginal results, final result will come. For all, everything will final result will come after 4 to 6 weeks. It will take a minimum 1 month to 1.5 months. Okay. Final result also will come same day to everybody. To your mail only it will come. There are 60-40 chances are there. Those who got marginal result, 60% of the people will pass, even 30 to 40% will fail also. Okay, once the marginal final result come, your certificate will be uploaded in the AP website. You can access it and you can take printout. Even that wallet card also you can take printout. The hard copy of the certificate will be sent to your home address, but it will take another 1 month. So no need to wait it, you can take a printout. Only the certification number is important to apply for any abroad jobs because they can check it, cross check it. So this is how the exam is conducted. Any questions regarding this exam pattern? Okay, so please copy this, then we will continue. I will give a note. Where is your book? Set. Your books are take your book set. Complete set. Huh? So please copy this, then we'll go to the next one.
So this is a-
Huh? Okay, so copy this, then we'll come. Okay, now next one, how to start preparation for the AP exams. I think okay, so first document you have to refer is effective sheet. Okay, that is the first document you have to refer when you are going for the AP exams. So how the AP effective sheet would look like this? So this is the effective sheet for this up to July exam actually. So if you are attending, we have given you the printout. Those who are attending directly. So online we will send you soft copies already sent. So this is for the November 2021, March 2022, and July 2022. Okay. First one, how many code books for our exam? AP 571 1, 575 2, 576 3, 577 4, 655, 651 6, 652 7. So and 653 8. So APA side we have 8 code books, and ASME sides we have 2 code books, section 5 and section 9. So total we have 8 code books for the exam. Now total how many questions you have to attend it? 170 questions. So 10 code books, 170 questions. So each code book 17 questions. It is not like that. It is not like that. All code books are not equally important. For any AP exams, most of the question will be asked only 3 or 4 code books. Remaining code books will have just a marginal representation, like 1 or 2 questions only. So out of this, the main code book is a 653. How the general pattern is, this is the general pattern. It may change because every year they are changing little bit, okay? But the general pattern is 653 will have 50% of the questions. A tough code, 653. It is the in-service inspection of storage tanks, which will have from 85 to 90 questions. And if you have 650, that is the second important, 20 to 25 questions. 571 will have 10 to 15. 570 will little bit more they can ask now. They are improving this one. 570 they can improve. 651 4 to 6, 652 4 to 6. 576 maybe one question, and common code section 5, section 9, 577. This is the general pattern. Okay, just to copy this. If you want to take a photo, you can take it. No problem. You can write afterwards. Is it okay? So this is the one. So if you see this, the first three important code books are 653, 650, 571. And recently 575, they are asking more questions. So this 4 only will have more than 70% of the questions. Only all the remaining 6 will have less than 25% only. Okay. So our class will be, we will start with the 650 only first, the toughest code. Okay. If you are worked with the storage tank, it will maybe a little bit easy. But if you don't have experience in the storage tank, then it will be a little bit tough. Okay, no problem. And 653, then we'll go to the 653, then we will go to the 571. This order only almost we will follow for our class. So, right. Another one, this is the American exam. So the exam question will be based on the American unit system. Okay, but bracket they will give SI units. For example, the problem with us is we are more familiar with the SI units. We can easily understand. Inch, foot, mil, very difficult to understand. But you have to familiar yourself with the inch, foot things. Okay, because exam question they are following foot only. Foot, inch, and bracket they will do. Don't try to convert it to because we have different formulas which we will not use in the exam. So first, what is the basic? Everybody know that 1 inch equal to how many millimeters? 25.4 millimeter. 1 foot how many inches? 12 inch. Okay, so let us go one by one. Pressure, we are going to use PSI and PSIG. What is the difference between PSI and PSIG? PSI is the pounds per square inch. PSIG is the how much gauge is showing. That is the gauge pressure. For example, if you take in this room, we have a pressure here. Atmosphere. Without atmospheric pressure, we cannot survive. So what is the atmospheric? Why we have a atmospheric pressure here? The air, we have a air here. Air up to certain height from the earth, air is there. This air weight is calculated as a atmospheric pressure. So sea level air weight is considered as a 15 psi. So what is the atmospheric pressure we have in this room? 15 psi. If you go to the hill station, the pressure will be little bit less. Sea level, because if it is a ground level, it will be 15 psi. Then what is meaning gauge pressure? If I bring a gauge here, it will not show any pressure. If you are not connecting the gauge, it will show only 0. So 15 psi is equal to 0 psi. So gauge means when you are attaching gauge to the pressure vessel or piping, when you pressurize, it will show some pressure. So otherwise, already we have 15 psi here, but the gauge will not show any pressure. That's why I put it 15 psi is equal to 0 psi gauge pressure. Generally, tanks, everything we are using the gauge pressure. Yes. Then temperature, you have to use Fahrenheit only. Temperature, you have to use a record content. Temperature, you have to use only Fahrenheit only. Again, we are more familiar with the centigrade. Okay, but don't need to convert it. Just to remember we have only few temperature values. We have to remember in Fahrenheit. It is easy to remember in Fahrenheit because exam will have a Fahrenheit round values 50, 100, 200, 300. Then in thickness, this is important. Thickness, we have 3 units: inch, foot, and mil. 1 inch is equal to 25.4 millimeter. Everybody knows that. 12 inches. This is a symbol for inch, and this is a symbol for foot. Is equal to 1 foot. 1000 mil or thou. See, radiography, we are using unit thou in the penetrometer, the whole type penetrometer. Thou or mil, both are same. 1000 mil or thou is equal to 1 inch, or 1 mil is equal to 0.001 inch. If you want mil to millimeter, this is 40 mil is is equal to 1 millimeter. So please copy this, or you can take photo also again. Suppose I am not, I am get very confused with the inch one. So this is a shortcut method, how to convert inch to mm. So this is the inch to mm conversion. 1 by 64 is 0.4. 1 over 32 is 0.8. 1 over 16 is 1.6. Just you have to update 1 over 8 is 3.2. 1 by 4 is 6.4. 1 over 2 is 12.7, and 1 inch is equal to 25. This is the easy way how a inch and a millimeter are converted. If you see this 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1, then it will be double here. And a kilo 1 over 64, 0.4, 0.8, 1.6, 3.2, 6.4, 12.7, and 25. Okay. Right. Now, we will go to the actual class. So before starting, I will play a short video how the tanks work. Before going to the yes. Okay. So we'll start the class now. So all introduction is completed. First question, what is storage tank? So you come here to attend the class for the in-service inspection of storage tank, right? Now question is, what is storage tank? Okay, so generally our storage tanks we are going to discuss before the oil storage tanks only we are going to discuss. Then what is the difference between storage tank and a pressure vessel? First definition of storage tank is it is a container to store a fluid. It may be liquid or gas. Okay, but generally our exam question will be based on the liquid storage tanks, because gas it is considered as a high pressure storage tank. We are going to discuss only atmospheric pressure storage tanks. So what is the atmospheric pressure? I told you 15 psi. That means inside the storage tank there will be no pressure. There will be no pressure. What is the outside atmospheric pressure? Same will be the atmospheric pressure, inside the pressure also. Now, first one. Storage tanks can have many shapes. Again, our exam point of view, we are going to discuss only a cylindrical type storage tanks. Cylinder vertical, cylindrical type storage tanks. Now, what are the important part of your storage tank? So we need 3 parts. One is called bottom. This is called shell, and this is called roof. So this is called bottom. This is called shell, and this is called roof. Right. Now, I will slowly go one by one. Please understand 650. If you understand 650, 653 is very easy. It will be very easy. Before bottom, we need foundation below the bottom. So bottom will be laid on the foundation, because 650 covers about the foundation also. 650, 650. Now, let us start with the foundation. First question, who will prepare the foundation? It will be the owner of the tank, because the difference between pressure vessel and the storage tank is, first difference is storage tanks are operating in atmospheric pressure. There is no internal pressure. Pressure vessel will always operate above atmospheric pressure. First difference. Second difference between storage tank and the pressure vessel is, storage tank generally there will be no processing happening inside. What is storage? The inlet and outlet will be same. But the pressure vessel, definitely there will be some processing happening. The inlet and outlet will not be same. There may be a 2 liquid add making the 3/3 one, or separation, filtration, or something will happen inside. Okay, now third difference is pressure vessels are generally fabricated in some other location and transported to the site. Whereas most of the storage tanks, except to small storage tanks, they are fabricated at the site itself. In the site itself, they are fabricating because of the size. They are very difficult to transport. Okay. So most of the tanks we will fabricate at the site only. Is it clear? Okay. Now, coming to the foundation, who is responsible for the foundation? Foundation is the responsibility of the owner of the tank. So we call him as a purchaser. So the owner is called in 650 language purchaser. Purchaser who is going to purchase the tank, he is responsible for the preparation of foundation. Now, what are the different type of foundation we have? So we have many types of foundation actually. One is the natural soil foundation. We are not just we make it level, that's all. We can pick the tank on this. Second one is we will sand pad. We can make it with a sand. We fill with a sand. Third one is sand pad with a concrete ring wall. We will have a concrete ring wall. Inside we will fill the sand. So the shell tank will be seat on the concrete ring wall. Third one. So natural soil pad. Second one I told also. Second one is the sand pad. Third one is a sand pad with the concrete ring wall. Fourth one is the concrete slab, complete concrete. அந்த மண்ணு அப்படியே மண்ணை லெவல் பண்ணிட்டு மேல வச்சிருக்காங்க. Okay. Natural soil, whatever the soil condition, because they will have a hard, so it will not go down. We have a hard area, we can keep it. Even hill areas, there is a rock. Just they will level this and keep it on this without any additional pad preparation. It depends upon the purchaser and which location you are going to install the tank and what is the soil condition of the area. It depends on many things. And what is the weight you are going to, what is the weight of the tank, everything. Okay. Now the fifth one is asphalt. Asphalt means coal tar we are using, the tar road asphalt. We can use the asphalt pad also. So these are the different type of pads. So what I told you, natural soil, sand with the concrete ring wall, concrete pad, asphalt. Any type of pad can be used, which will be decided by the purchaser. So purchaser will prepare the concrete foundation and then hand over to the contractor. The contractor is called as a manufacturer. So manufacturer means this is the construction contractor who is going to construct a tank. Okay. Let us start with this. Then first one is bottom. Okay. Now if we take the tanks, we are going to discuss very limited scope, carbon steel storage tanks only. It is not a stainless steel storage. If you take a bottom plate, how it is, a tank is a big structure. Okay, very big structure. Bottom plate will have a slope that we will see later, but the bottom plates generally they are lap welded. They are not butt welded. Lap welding for bottom and roof plates, lap weld is sufficient. Code does not restrict use of the butt weld, but it is not mandatory. If the purchaser want to butt weld, he can go for it, but it is not a mandatory requirement. Lap weld is sufficient. Now, if you see, this is my shell and this is my bottom plate. This bottom plate have two names where the shell is seating. One is called annular plate. Another one is called a sketch plate. I will show you. So what is the difference between sketch plate and annular plate? Suppose bottom plate is like that and the shell is seating on the bottom plate straight away. This location is called a sketch plate. Now, sometimes where the bottom is seating, we will have a high thickness ring for that location. So we'll have a high thickness ring which is butt welded, where the shell will sit. If you are using a high thickness, other bottom area will be low thickness. Only where the shell is seating will have a higher thickness. Then these plates are called as a annular ring, annular plates. So now, suppose the bottom plate same thickness, shell is seating, then that area is called a sketch plate. So there is no difference in thickness, entire bottom. But sometimes or most of the times they will use a high thickness in the where shield is sheeting, then that is called as a onler plate. Now, what is the code requirement is the onler plate should be always butt welded. Lap welding is not allowed. Whereas onler plate to another bottom plates, we will make a lap weld. You understand this? I repeat, I will go very slowly because we are going to discuss many of the things. Tank is a large subject actually, right? Is it okay? So then they will make a lap weld. Another one is a shell. Shell generally we will go for a butt welds. So just shell then generally we will go for a butt welds. And the butt welds, when you are making butt welds, so the suppose this is a butt weld. And we will have a longitudinal welds. Now you can see here the longitudinal weld should be staggered. What is meant by staggering? They should not be straight. You cannot make like this. It is not allowed. You should be staggered. How much staggering should be? 5 times thickness of the thicker plate. Now you answer me the question, how many shell courses I have this tank? 4 shell cores I have. One, which one is the first one? Bottom one or top one? Bottom one is the first one. So first, second, 3, 4. We have 4 shell courses. Now, which one will have a more thickness? Bottom one will have a more thickness. So generally, when they are matching, they will match the center like this. So first bottom thickness is like this. Next thickness they will match like this. Third thickness they will match like this. Fourth thickness they will match. So center point will be same. Center point should match. It is not ID matching or OD matching. Center point only tank generally they are matching. Okay. So you have to keep like this. You are making matching ID or what is? See, their code requirements everywhere there are say exceptions are allowed when agreed between purchaser and manufacturer. Everywhere there are exceptions are allowed. Okay. So this is the now this is about the shell. First understand, then you can. Now this is the roof. This roof is called as a fixed roof. This roof is called as a fixed roof. Now, how the roof will be supported? There are 2 types of roof. Roof may be supported by columns, vertical columns we have. Okay, column, center column we have. So it will columns, girders, and rafters. What is the column means vertical? Girder means horizontal. Rafter means the inclined one. And the rafter only the roof plate will be laid down. Or sometimes we can have a self-supported roof. Self-supported means there will be no columns. The support will be only on the top. It will be top only. That is, without columns, we call it as a self-supported roof. This roof is called as a fixed roof. There are another roof called. So what is the most of the tanks will have a fixed roof. But sometimes inside a liquid is highly volatile. Volatile means it will evaporate very quickly. Every time it will evaporate, what will happen? Because there will be air vent, there is a waste of product. To avoid this, we have another type of roof. For example, this is my roof will be floating on the liquid. So this will be a liquid. This will be floating. This is called external floating roof. So external floating roof means the roof will be outside. There will be only one roof is floating. There is a third type of roof, which is called internal floating roof. So we will have here this one. This is our floating roof. This is floating, and there will be one more fixed roof. Above that, this type of roof is called internal floating roof. So fixed roof and floating roof both will have. Then it is a floating roof is inside. So we have another fixed roof. The generally internal floating roof fixed roof they may make use of aluminum sheet also. Because purpose, see, what is the problem with the external floating roof? Advantage I told external floating roof is it will there will be no vapor losses. Okay. What is the problem with the external floating roofs? If there is a heavy rain, if the drains are not properly operating, the roof can sink because of the water rate. The external floating roof, water storage, water should be immediately drained outside. Suppose the drain is not operating, then there is a possibility it cannot withstand the weight of the water. But when you have above some fixed roof, there will be no water going inside. But this roof have no function, just to protect from the roof from the water entering inside. That is called as a internal floating roof. So we will have an internal floating roof. Above that, there will be a fixed roof.
Oh, wherever can we use this? Right also.
Yeah, we can. Yes, it depends on what type of what you are going to store it. The storage only difference. Okay, what type of liquid, what type of volatility, what is the flash point, many things decides. For example, now we have think this is a fixed roof. This is external floating, pre-clear. This is the internal floating roof. Without roof also there may be tank, open top tank. That is water storage. Water storage, no need a roof water. Let it evaporate, no problem. So this is about the general idea about the storage tank. So please, if you want to mark anything, mark it, then we will continue. If you want to copy anything, Nazir, you got it? Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It is not a thickness, staggering. Staggering means shift இருக்குல்ல the ஒரு joint இருக்கும் 5 times thickness minimum தள்ளி போணும். Staggering will be 5 times thickness, not the between the longitudinal bars. Thickness of the thicker plate. Bottom plate. Yes, the bottom to that shell. No. Bottom to the dead shell. Suppose if you are making 3 and 4, it should be the thicker. 3 will be the thicker. So we have to take the 3. 3 and 2 will be the thicker. Like that.
Sir, joint between the annular plate and bottom plate should be always lap joint, or it should be butt joint? Between
lap joint.
Between annular plate and bottom
The
plate.
bottom plate will be a lap joint. Only onler to onler will be a butt joint. The onler ring will
It should
only,
be, or it should be, or it may be.
see, it may be, because code always says exceptions are allowed. In every chapter they said the word is unless agreed between manufacturer and the purchaser. You can go for other options. But the code requirement is generally onler and will be the lap joint only. No need butt joint. But if you want to go for a butt joint, it is not a 650 requirement. Suppose your project spec says you have to go for butt joint, you have to go for butt joint. Right. Why your project you are using butt joint?
No, for the bottom plate, we are using we have total 5 tanks. Okay, in out of that, 2 different subcontractors are there.
Okay.
One subcontractor he's using butt joint and another subcontractor is using lap joint actually.
No, see, butt joint is not a code requirement. Suppose you have to take your what is the contract between the purchaser, yourself and this one.
Okay.
Right. Then we will go to the. So just yes, please.
Sir, வந்து shell to bottom
English கேளுங்க நான் மத்தவங்களுக்கு டிஸ்டர்ப் ஆகும் கேளுங்க இங்கிலீஷ் சொல்லுங்க
shell to butt joint always it should be lap joint, but shell to bottom is
not a lap joint. Shell to bottom will be a fillet weld. Okay, it will be a fillet.
Fillet
weld. Shell to bottom, how it is a T joint actually.
Okay, sir. Fillet weld.
It is a double-sided fillet weld generally.
Okay, sir.
But when you are using high thickness, you have to edge prepare in the shell plate.
Okay, sir.
It is a bevel with fillet.
Okay. Sir, lap joint, butt joint, butt joint.
Lap joint na idu onler ring irukla onler see I will show you the video. Just to watch video then ask questions. Just to watch this video. I think the video will answer most of your question. Okay. Reduce the value. This is from one project only. So generally tanks are not contracted one. They are contracted in groups actually. So first we have to prepare the foundation. So this is the concrete ring wall. Okay. Generally shell will be seated at the center of the concrete ring wall. What should be the thickness of the concrete ring wall should be at least 1 foot. 1 foot. 1 foot. Foot means 12 inches. We will use foot only here. Okay, so at least 1 foot it should be there. Okay. Let the follow up. Just to watch the video part. We'll give a lot of this one. So this is the concrete ring wall. So this is the called as a clean out door. What is the purpose of clean out door? During shutdown, you want to clean inside. There will be a lot of sludge. We want access, so we need a clean out door. So this is the annular plate. Annular plate. This ring is called annular ring. I told you this annular to annular joint will be always butt joint. Lap joints are not allowed between the annular plates. Yeah, butt joint with the backing strip, or you can go for double V also as per code. Both sides of welding is possible, so you can use this is a butt joint. They welded with a this is annular plate, annular plate, annular plate. They will be a butt joint. So this is the bottom plate. You can see here annular to bottom plate will be a lap joint. They will lap. That is a requirement. But somebody told that they are going for butt joint. It is see everywhere there are exceptions are allowed. So this is a bottom plate. Yeah. Overlap I will say. The minimum maximum 2 inch. Maximum 2 inch. 50 mm maximum overlap. But if you are welding single side, maximum 1 inch overlap. These are the code requirements. See, please remember, code requirements may be overruled by your project specification. You can go more stringent than the code requirements. But the exam questions are based on the code requirements only. So you have to understand the code requirements. Practically, you may be deviating from this because of your project rules. Okay. Okay. So this is the bottom plate. So they will lap it. So you can see here bottom lap, here there is a lap. Everywhere there will be lap. It is a complete lap there. So this is the outlet sump. What is the purpose of outlet sump? Oil storage tanks will have at the bottom, there will be a water layer, because when they are drilling oil, oil will have some water mixed in it, or even rainwater enter it. You know what is the specific gravity of water? What is the specific gravity of water?
0.433.
That is the static head, 0.4. The specific gravity of water is 1. Specific gravity of water is 1. And most of the oil stored is specific gravity is less than 1. That's why if you take a bottle, water, if you put water on the oil, water will go down, oil will be float. Okay, same way. So generally water will come down on the bottom. That is called BSW, bottom sediment and water. There will be a layer which you have to remove it periodically. Otherwise, what will happen? Water is a highly corrosive. It will corrode the tank. So we need a sump, and there will be a pipeline connected outside it with the wall. So periodically they will check any water, they will drain it. So that's why we are maintaining a slope on the bottom, so that it will be drained. So this again drain sump, because it will have minimum 3 to 4 drain sumps. We are keeping the slope like this. This is a one type of erection. We have many types of storage tanks. Just a sample one. Now we will go to the shell. So shell 1 they started erecting. Shell to shell it will be always vertical. Shell to shell vertical joint. Vertical joints are, these are called as a vertical joints. They are more critical. Okay, so that one is horizontal. Horizontal also they will make a buttrell only. Tank is a massive structure, big structure actually. So this is a vertical joint. I think they are using some automatic welding process. Okay, electro gas welding. They have electro gas welding, one of the popular welding in auto welding in tanks actually. Nowadays popular. Or you can weld manually also. There is no restriction.
Thickness is less than manual.
Yeah, we can go for a manual also. So this is the outlet nozzle. Okay, so this is a nozzle only. The nozzle size, everything you will see. Then shell course 2. So you can see this is, I told, staggering. The distance between this vertical joint and this vertical joint should be at least 5 times thickness of the course number 1. It should be 5T of the thicker one. Which one will be the thick one? Course number 1 will be the thicker. Every course like this only. So this is horizontal welding. Yeah. Shell course 3. After 2, there will be everywhere there should be a stagger. The temporary hazard doors, shell for 4 erection. 5. So this is the wind girder. So you can see that there is a girder event. So 1, 2 top shell course. They will. What is the purpose of wind girder? One is the wind, to break the wind. Another one is to maintain the shape of the tank. Shape of the tank in the round side, because there will be a lot of wind, shape cannot change. So that is a wind girder. Wind girder will be the top shell course. It is a beam மாதிரி வச்சு complete round. They will weld on both sides. அப்படியே weld அடிச்சிருப்பாங்க full girder. எடுக்கிறது இல்லை. It is a permanent fixture. Permanent attachment. It is not removed. It is a permanent one. Less இருக்கறனால flexible structure இருக்கும். அதனால கம்ப்ளீட்டா weld அடிக்கும். So this is called top angle or curve angle. Sometimes they will curve angle. What is the purpose of this angle? From this only roof plate will be welded. Roof plate வந்து weld ஆகும் அந்த angle தான். Roof plate will be welded. Lap weld again. Roof plate will be lap welded. This angle will be lap welded with the shell one side. See angle, you know what is the shape of angle? One side it will be welded with the roof plate. So top angle they will. இதையா வந்துச்சு. So or curve angle they will call it as. Now they are going to for roof erection. So this is the center column. In the middle of this there will be one column. So column is a vertical one, but they have many columns. You can see many columns to support the roof. Without columns, that is called self-support. See, this is called girder. Girder means the horizontal one. Column is the vertical one. Rafter means the inclined one. The above the over the rafter only roof plates are laid out and lap welded.
சார் இப்போ நீங்க இதுல எங்க சார் ஓகே
வரும் பாருங்க வீடியோ பாருங்க. So they will lay the roof plates on the rafters. These are the rafters, inclined one. Then there will be a lap weld. So they will from the center they will go on extending, then finally it will attach with the shell. Okay, so this is how the final structure will look like this. Roof can be welded one side only. Bottom plate is single side lap welding. Roof also only top side welding. So then where there is a open before, they will close the opening finally. Then this is the outlet nozzle. This is the bell mouth. So outlet nozzle, this one. Then the top one will you can see here, inlet nozzle. Inlet, this tank it is a top side. Okay. So there will be a piping going inside. So this is the inlet pipe. Okay. You can see here inlet. Why they are using here some T-joints or they can have some arrangement. They are called a diffuser because when high pressure coming, it can erode. To avoid the erosion, they will spread it. Okay, that is called a diffuser arrangement. So this is the inlet pipe inside. Okay, inlet pipe outside. So where the inlet pipe oil storage tanks. Then we have this is the overflow nozzle. When there is a overflow, it will be collected when the tank is filled. Yeah, lot of attachment. They will have many things in the tanks. Yeah. Then we will have here ladders. Okay, this is the ladders. Then this is the handrails, roof handrails erection. Then rain down pipe from the roof. Any rainwater we have to bring it. That is a rain down pipe. Painting, leave it. Painting not required. Now we will go about one more thing about the floating roof tanks. Just a short video. So this is a floating roof tanks. So we have fixed roof tank, spherical tank, external floating roof tanks, and the internal floating. Depends on the which you are storing it. So this is the external floating roof. You can see the roof visible, then it is external floating roof. If you see the cross section of the floating roof, so because there will be vapor losses, to avoid the vapor losses only, we are going for the floating roof. Okay, this is a drain plug. So into the swing check valves. So because all the water should collect here, from that there will be inside, there will be a drain pipe, which will come at the bottom. Okay, that is the purpose of the drain plug. And this is the breeder vents, we call it as a pressure and vacuum. So when you are filling the tank, there will be a pressure buildup, it will automatically open and release the pressure. And even when you are drained, there will be a vacuum creation, it will break the vacuum. And these are very, very important. These are called as a seals. Because what is the purpose of the floating roof? To avoid the vapor loss. The side should not be, vapor should not go outside, so there will be a seal. This top one is called as a primary seal, this one is called as a secondary seal. Sorry, top one is called as a secondary seal, bottom one is called as a primary. Primary seal means like a spring type. You can see here, read here. The function of the primary seal is to minimize vapor loss, centralize the floating, and exclude slow and rain. This is the primary seal. It will be attached with the shell. So there will be no gap required. So vapor cannot escape. Shell attached. So you can see here, this will be a secondary seal, this one. And this is the drain line, inlet to water drain line. Rolling ladder, this is the top one, there is a rolling ladder because floating roof will float. It will go up and go down. So the roller, they will use a rolling ladder. So it will attach to the wheel actually. So when it go, it will this one. So these are, we have some swing check system because the drain line should be flexible when the roof is going up and down. Drain line is flexible. So flexible type joints you will have. So this is to take the sample actually. Sampling and gauging, how much a liquid level is there to check this. And sometimes there is a fire, there will be a foam spraying will be there. Foam spraying arrangement will be there to extinguish the fire. These are not important. So I hope the introduction will give some idea about the tank. So we'll have some 15 minutes of break. After break, we will start AP 650 section 1. We'll go to the main code book. Okay, so we'll start around 11 o'clock. Okay, thank you.
Sir, ஒரே நிமிஷம் சார்.
சொல்லுங்க.
சார், ஆனர் பிளேட் சொன்னீங்க. ஸ்கெட்ச் பிளேட் என்னது சார்?
ஸ்கெட்ச் பிளேட் செப்பரேட் ஆனர் பிளேட் இல்லாம டைரக்ட்லி பாட்டம் பிளேட்ல ஷெல் உட்கார்ந்தா அதுக்கு பேர் ஸ்கெட்ச் பிளேட்.
ஓகே சார், ஓகே சார்.
ஓகே.
Thank you sir.
Hello. Excuse me, sir.
Hello, yeah.
Sir, on the mark distribution, koncham oru vaati kuda kaatuma sir. Mark
Mark
distribution.
Okay, okay.
Question distribution.
Okay, right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it okay?
One moment, sir. 1 moment. Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's okay.
Okay, thank you. 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, we'll meet. Yes, yes, yes. You can do after that, after that. Right. So please take 650. We will talk 650. Okay, so the two most important code books of 653 exam is 650 and 653. What is the difference between 650 and 653 is 650 talk about the construction of the storage tanks, whereas 653 talks about the in-service inspection, repair, alteration, re-rating, relocation, reconstruction, everything it is discussed in the 653. Okay. Actually, 650 and 653 will take around 4 days. The class will be almost 2 days for 650 we will spend and 2 days for 653. It may be a little bit more also. But understand this because many people find it these two code books only very tough. Other code books will be very simple. Only these are the major code books for our exam. We have around 200 questions in 650. Generally, around 20 to 25 questions will be asked in the exam. And the 653, we have around 400 questions, around more than 300 questions. It will have around 80 questions. Around 80 questions. Okay, let us start with the first scope. Now, so those who are online, you can screenshot, take screenshot up to you. But here you can highlight it. Whichever underline it, you can highlight it and you can mark this. What is meant by CBQ? It may be or it was asked in the closed book question. OBQ means it was asked in the open book question. OBQ means open book questions. See, what is the difference between closed book and open book? Closed book question you have to remember. Open book, no need to remember. You should know where to locate it. That's all. First requirement. The standard established requirement for internal pressures approximating atmospheric pressure, internal pressure not exceeding the weight of the roof plates. So 650 covers the internal pressure should not exceed the weight of the roof plate. Otherwise, what will happen? Internal pressure exceeds the roof plate means roof will blown away. So that is important. That is a closed book. Internal pressure not exceeding the weight of the roof plates. That is a one. Now, another little bit introduction. See, what is our exam scope? 650, I told you, it is an atmospheric storage tank. It can be fixed roof. This can be external floating roof or internal floating roof. Floating roof, there are two types of roofs. Single deck roofs, double deck roofs. So what is meant by single deck roof means single deck pond type means, for example, a plate will not float. So for floating, we need it will not float. Float na another method no. So for floating, we need some buoyancy. So single deck float means the floating will be a box type at the end, at the center, there will be only a plate. The floating is due to the periphery. End only will be a box, it will be float. Center, there will be a plate only. This is called single deck. Double deck means completely there will be a floating arrangements. See, it will be a two decks. The box. So entire tank roof will be floating. That is called double deck. Double deck means we have one deck here, one deck na plate, one deck. This is called a double deck. Now, 650 covers both the single deck as well as double deck floating roof. Another one is, for our exam point of view, what is the maximum diameter tank covered? Very, very important. Up to 200 feet only for our exam scope. For our exam, so what is the maximum diameter? 200 feet. What is the maximum temperature? 200 degree Fahrenheit. The inside product temperature should be 200 degree Fahrenheit. Any tank operating more than 200 degree Fahrenheit, up to 500 is covered in Annexure M, which is not part of our exam. Okay, but you should know. So tank means Annexure M also there. So up to 200 degree Fahrenheit, 650 covers. 650, we have many annexures. Annexure M covers up to 200 to 500 degree Fahrenheit. So what is the maximum diameter? 200 feet. 650 covers large diameter, but our exam scope is only up to 200 feet. Exam question will be up to 200 feet diameter only. Temperature up to 200 degree Fahrenheit. Annexure M covers 200 to 500 degree Fahrenheit. Now, what is the pressure, internal pressure? What is the pressure, internal pressure? What will be the tank internal pressure? So I told atmospheric pressure, but there may be some pressure allowed. What is the pressure inside allowed is up to 2.5 psi. Up to 2.5 psi, 650 covers. 2.5 to 15 psi, it will be covered in APA 620. APA 620 covers about the low pressure storage tanks. If it is more than greater than 15 psi, inside, then it should be constructed as per ASME section 8. We would have to construct as a pressure vessels. Okay, so please write this. So it cover up to 2.5 pounds force per square inch. PSI means pound force per square inch. But a 620 is not part of our exam. But you should know 620, 2.5 to. Then you can write here also what I said now. Temperature up to 200 degree Fahrenheit, 650. degree Fahrenheit to 500 degree Fahrenheit. Annexure M. Diameter up to 200 feet. Above 200 feet is not part of our exam. Height, there is no restriction. Now only left out is height. Height, there is no restriction.
In APS.
650. Yeah, APA 650. Thickness, there is no thickness restriction is shell thickness, we will see later. Okay. Shell on the maximum 1.5 inch cover. There is a restriction is there. Okay. But we don't know, we will see later. Everything will not. Okay. Annexure M 200 to 500 is covered in Annexure M.
But in APS.
Huh?
In APS.
Yeah, 650. Annexure M of 650. That is not in the main code. We have many annexures for different. Yeah, 650. See, original 650 have more than 600 pages. For our exam, we have only around 200 pages. Okay, now, next one, highlight this one. This standard applied only to tanks whose entire bottom is uniformly supported and the tanks are non-refrigerated service that have a maximum design temperature of 200 degree Fahrenheit. That is a closed book question. So maximum 200 only it covers. See, mark it there, wherever CBQ, mark it CBQ, wherever, so you can refer easily when attending the questions. Mark பண்ணிட்டே வாங்க அப்பதான் ஈஸியா close book question. You have to remember these things. So first point is internal pressure not exceeding the weight of the roof. You have to remember. What is the maximum design temperature? 200 degree Fahrenheit. That also you have to remember. Now, if you see the code, sometimes you can see some bullet, like a bullet means bullet at the beginning of paragraph indicate there is a express decision and action required by the purchaser. Suppose bullet in the paragraph starting, see, you can see here, there is a bullet 1.1 means purchaser has to take the action. It indicates purchaser has to take the action. Then please go to the next page. 1.1.13. Annexure F provides requirements of descent tank subject to small internal pressure. Suppose we have an internal pressure, annexure F, there is an annexure. Each annexure has some requirements. Highlight this one. No, it's not marked really, no problem. Then this is very important. Annexure M provides this also CBQ market. So annexure F also market. So annexure M, yes. CBQ mark. Annexure M provides requirement tanks with a maximum descent temperature exceeding 200 but not exceeding 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Very, very important. 200 to 500 annexure M provides the requirement. Limitation not excellent. So highlight the next one, 1.1-4. The manufacturer is responsible for complying with all provisions of this standard. Even without a question, also some area we will mark. Okay, these are important. 1.3.1, highlight the first line. The manufacturer is responsible for complying with all provisions of the standard. Then any jurisdiction. What is meant by jurisdiction means local government body. See, every government have authority. Please remember, the local government have more authority than 650. Okay, local government have more power. So suppose when you are constructing a tank, you have to get permission from the local jurisdiction. Who is responsible for this is owner. Owner means purchaser. Purchaser is the responsible. So highlight this one. The purchasers are provided any jurisdictional site permit that may be required to erect the tank, including permit for disposal of the hydro test water. The manufacturer shall provide all other permit that may be required to complete the transport of the tank. That is a closed book question. So it is a responsibility of purchaser to get the local jurisdiction permit. That's all chapter 1. Okay, chapter 1 maybe one question in the exam. Maybe. Very rarely exam question asked. But if they ask, this is the favorite question, 200 to 500, which code covers? That is the annexure M. Okay. So what we will do, so up to 1 o'clock, we will cover code book. Afternoon, half an hour, we will cover question also. Okay, simultaneously, we will cover question also. So let us go to the chapter 3, terms and definitions. See, what is meant by annular ring? That is important open book question. It was asked, what is annular ring? I told the ring formed by the annular plate. And what is the important thing I told? The annular plate welding should be a butt weld only. See, there are two options given in the code. It can be a single V with the backing strip or double V also allowed by the code. But double V, the problem is you have to lift that, then weld backward. Okay, we have to lift it. If it is possible, we can go for it. Yeah, go for it. It is allowed by the code. High thickness, double V is also allowed, or single V with the backing strip also allowed. Yeah, both is allowed by the code. Right. The complete collection of annular plate positioned around the perimeter of a tank bottom whose radial length are substantially equals. Okay, radial means width should be equal. Radial length na cross section. Width only equal. Okay, that is open book question. Now, what is the difference between painting, coating, and lining? Painting, coating, lining. Right. First one, coating is provided to corrosion protection or erosion protection. Painting, corrosion protection as well as decoration or appearance. Lining also same. Lining is the difference between coating and lining is lining can be removed. When you don't want to Once the coating, you cannot remove it. You have to scrap it. Okay, you have to blast it and remove it. You cannot peel off. You cannot peel off. That is the difference between this one. Now, corroded thickness. What is meant by corroded thickness? Corroded means not the meaning of rusted. That is not the meaning. There is one thing called corrosion allowance. What is meant by corrosion allowance? There is a design formula. We will see next chapter. The designer will calculate the thickness and he will ask the owner what product he is going to store. Suppose it is a corrosive product, we have to add extra thickness for the corrosion. That is called corrosion allowance. Corroded thickness means actual nominal thickness minus corrosion allowance. Without corrosion allowance, we call it as a corroded thickness. Corroded thickness, minimum acceptable thickness, both are same. Okay. Corroded thickness now without corrosion allowance. Nominal thickness means what is the actual tank thickness? It will always have some corrosion allowance. Okay, highlight this one. A design condition equal to the nominal thickness less any specified corrosion allowance. Okay. That is a closed book question. You understand corrosion allowance or not? You want more explanation? See how it works. For example, design thickness. Understand? No problem. Ask question. That is the purpose of this class. Design thickness. Design thick or corroded thick or retirement thickness, all are same. Retirement thickness, all are same. This is using the formula. Suppose you are calculating, say, 0.5 inch. I will use inch so that you can familiar with inch. Half an inch, how many millimeter? 12.5 millimeter, approximately 12 millimeter, we can say, no problem. Now, after that, the designer will ask the owner what product you are going to store inside a tank and whether the product will corrode the vessel or not corrode the vessel. Suppose owner say it will not corrode, there will be no corrosion problem. Then he will audit the 0.5 inch plate, start constructing, no problem, because there is no corrosion. Suppose owner or purchaser says, yeah, we are expecting a corrosion. Then he will ask the next question, what is the expected corrosion rate? So corrosion rate. So it is expected. We don't know actually tank may perform same way or it may differ also. Expected corrosion rate, owner will have some idea based on his previous experience, based on there are a lot of material available in this. For example, he says 0.01 inch per year. Corrosion rate always mentioned inch per year. Or if you multiply with 1000, you will get mils per year. No problem. So inch per year. Then the next question will ask, how much service life you want for the tank? Service life means how many years you want a tank in operation. Suppose owner says, I want it for 30 years. So he wants a tank in operation for 30 years. Every year, how much it will corrode? 0.01. Multiply this two is called as a corrosion allowance. So corrosion allowance is equal to (30 multiplied by 0.01), you will get to 0.3 inch. Then he will add the plate. That plate is called a nominal thickness. Nominal or ordered thickness. Ordered thickness is equal to 0.5 inch plus 0.3 inch. That is equal to 0.8 inch. You understand this terminology? So nominal thickness, ordered thickness, always with the corrosion allowance. Design thickness, corroded thickness, retirement thickness, this terminology are always without a corrosion allowance. This you have to understand. So please write this or copy this. Yes, Mr. Shal, you are facing problem with your connection?
Yes, sir, no issue. Just now I
No
received a call.
Okay, okay, no problem, no problem. Okay, any missing, you just ask me, I will reply it. Huh?
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. Right, is it okay? Right, now we'll go to the, yeah. Right. So this is the corroded thickness, a design condition equal to the nominal thickness less any specified corrosion allowance. That is called the corroded thickness. That is a closed loop question. Now, what is the corrosion allowance? Any condition additional thickness specified by the purchaser for corrosion during the tank service. That is called the corrosion allowance. Now we will go to the design metal temperature. Another very important open book. Just understand this. See, again, there is a difference between the piping pressure vessel will be one side, storage tank will be other side. In piping pressure vessel, the temperature, operating temperature or design temperature may be plus or minus. But the storage tank, generally it is atmospheric temperature. Unless you have internal heating units to increase the temperature, it will be atmospheric temperature. Now, how I know what is the design temperature of the tank? You should know what will be the lowest temperature at the location you are going to install it. Where you are going to install, for example, you are going to install a tank in Trichy. So you know annual, what is the lowest temperature of the Trichy? Trichy, I think annual lowest temperature may be plus 15 degrees centigrade. If Fahrenheit you put, it will be very high. Plus, we have to add 15 degrees Fahrenheit. That is the MDMT. Design MDMT means minimum design metal temperature. How we will calculate the MDMT? We should know what is the temperature at the location. Then we have to add 15 degrees Fahrenheit. So one day lowest temperature at then plus 15. I will highlight it. We will work out an example. So highlight this one. Design metal temperature, the lower temperature considered in the design, which unless experience or special local condition justify another assumption, shall be assumed to be 15 degrees Fahrenheit above the lowest one day mean ambient temperature of the locality where the tank is installed. Now, how the exam question will be asked? Regularly, they are asking one exam question, open book in this. I told the previous chapter, exam question asked was the Annexure M provides 200 to 500. That is important. Here, they will give some UST. So for that, you have to refer the US map. So please go to the page number 4-10. Page number 4-10. You can see the US map, okay? Because it is American code. Now, you read that at bottom, what is given is isothermal lines for the lowest one day mean temperature. If they ask in the exam, it is a one day mean temperature only it is given. But if they see, there may be two questions. What is the one day mean temperature of particular location? You have to refer it. For example, I am asking Dallas. You can see Dallas here. I highlighted, you can see it is a city of Dallas. So which line which is close to the Dallas, this line, you have to follow the line, see what is the temperature given. Dallas line, just to check it, where Dallas start from here, it go, what is the temperature? 0 degree. So Dallas, a tank installed in Dallas, if they ask one day mean temperature, answer is 0 degree. What is the design temperature? Means 0 plus 15. Then it will be 15 degrees Fahrenheit. 0 plus 15, it will be 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, let us try once. Okay. So highlight this one. See, sorry, highlight. What is the answer this one? A tank built in New Orleans, LA means Los Angeles. What should be the design for what minimum temperature? What should be the tanks located in Los Angeles minimum temperature? Any US visitor here where the Los Angeles will come? So answer is Los Angeles. We have to go here. You can see Los Angeles is here. Los Angeles temperature is 35 plus 15 we have to add. A tank located in Los Angeles will have the design temperature of 50 degree Fahrenheit. 35 plus 50. Is it clear? Suppose I am asking last day exam, they asked Los Angeles only last exam they asked actually. Then before exam, Denver, they asked Denver. Denver is here. Denver. Denver is in minus 15. So minus 15 plus 15, 0. Is it clear? How to check it? So you can see now the problem sometimes you face. Suppose if it is coming in middle, if it is close to any line, you can easily identify the term. Suppose in middle, generally we have to take average. But generally, most of things will close to some lines. So you have to follow. You can see here 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 0, minus 5, it will go like this. When you go here, it will be minus 50 degrees. You remember now what is the Ukraine temperature now? The students are working at minus 5 degrees centigrade. Ukraine, there is a problem and there are a lot of Indians struggle there. So the minus will be US this side, minus 50 up to it will go. This side it will be always plus side. Any doubts? This question was regularly asked. Again, I will repeat. Many people understand the question understand the question but answer it wrongly. You have to check what they are asking in the question. Suppose they are asking, what is the one-day mean temperature of Los Angeles? Answer is 35 degrees. What is the design temperature of the tank located at Los Angeles? It is 35 plus 15. It will be 50 degrees. You should not answer. See, what is the heading here? Isothermal lines for lowest one-day mean temperature. Is it okay? Right. Please come back. Yeah, two types of questions they may ask. Yes. Okay. So highlight this one. The lowest temperature considered to design which unless experience or special condition justify another assumption 15 degree above the lowest one-day mean ambient temperature of the locality. Now, design specific gravity. See, I told you a little bit before. What is the design specific gravity of water? 1. Now, when you are designing a shell, calculation shell thickness, we have to use the specific gravity which product you are going to store. It may be 0.9, 0.8, whatever it may be. Suppose owner have in mind, he want to store multiple products. So 5 years I will store this one. Another 5 years I can store this one. So which one is the highest specific gravity he has to use for calculation? To understand this, for shell thickness calculation, the formula we have to use a specific gravity. If you are going to store only one product, that specific gravity you will use. Suppose you have idea, owner thinks you want to store multiple products, whichever is the higher specific gravity we will use. Same like on the floating roof thickness calculation, only one product, that specific gravity we will use. But if you want to store a different product, the lowest specific gravity he has to use. Because he has to float na method. So for shell, we have to use a higher specific gravity. For floating roof, we have to use a lower specific gravity. So highlight this one. The maximum specific gravity of the stored liquid at designated temperature, the greatest value of all product when tanks are to be designed for multiple products. It is a closed book question. Then we will go to the design thickness. I told you a little bit before, design thickness is with the corrosion allowance or without the corrosion allowance. Design thickness with the corrosion allowance or without the corrosion allowance. Design thickness, corroded thickness, minimum required thickness, retirement thickness, all are with the corrosion, without the corrosion allowance. Only nominal thickness, okay, ordered thickness is with the corrosion. So design thickness, the thickness necessary to satisfy the tension and the compression strength requirements in absence of by good accepted engineering practice without regard to concession limitations or corrosion allowance. So design thickness is without corrosion allowance. That is a closed book question. Then double deck floating roof. The entire roof is constructed a closed top flotation compartments. I told you double deck means there will be totally 2 plates with the 4 rolls. Then who is the examiner? Examiner means nothing but a NDT technician. So as per APA, it is not NDT, it is NDE, non-destructive examiner. Examiner means the technician, a person who performed the non-destructive exam and is qualified and certified in the NDE method. Then inlet diffusers. So what is meant by inlet diffuser? You know the inlet pipeline, if it is the liquid is falling under pressure, it can erode. Erode and another aricare. It can erode the area. So they will distribute by using some diffusers, spreading, spray maripun. Okay, that is inlet diffuser. Internal fill line piping with the impeachment plate, baffle, slots or lateral openings. Diffuser limits splashing and misting of product, prevent product impeachment of internal component and disperse gases introduced into the tank. That is called diffuser. Now, next one is important. What is insert plate? See, I have a tank. Now, I want to insert a nozzle here. So generally what we will do, after shell fabrication, we will cut a hole and weld it. Nozzle, we want to install many nozzle. What will they will make a cut hole and insert a pipe and weld it. There is no problem. But sometimes, for example, if you take 650, any nozzle greater than 12 inch or shell plate thickness greater than 1 inch require PWC. Only nozzle PWC is required. Tank, there is no PWC. So if you insert the nozzle, weld it and make this area PWC is very difficult. For that, what they will do, they will take a plate separately, cut a hole and insert a nozzle here. So if you see this cross section, it will be look like this. Nozzle. Then after that, they will bring it here and weld it here. They will cut a rectangular or square section and weld it. You understand this? This is called a insert plate. This is called a insert plate. Now, what is the condition for insert plate? The corner should be rounded corners. It cannot be a very sharp. It should be rounded to avoid stress concentration. Now, there is one more thing called thickened insert plate. Thickened insert plate. What is the difference between insert plate and thickened insert plate is, if this plate thickness and this thickness, shell thickness are same, then it is an insert plate. But this plate thickness is more than 3 mm, higher than more than this plate, then it is called a thickened insert. If your thickness is higher, more than 3 mm, then it is called a thickened. Less than 3 mm or equal, that is called a insert plate. Same thickness or 3 mm, only 3 mm difference, insert plate. If the thickness difference is more than 3 mm, then it is called a thickened insert plate. Okay. So highlight this one, insert plate. A steel plate that replaces part of a shell plate with a nominal thickness that is equivalent or no more than 3 mm greater than the nominal thickness of the adjoining material. When an insert plate is equal to the fill height of the shell, it is considered a shell plate. Suppose the entire shell course you are making insert, that is called a shell plate. Liner, close book question. A protective metal used as a barrier but not added nor bonded to the protected surface, typically used inside a tank to protect the seal, under a tank for leak detection, in a dike yard or on the decks of the secondary convent. So common example are lead, rubber, plastic, gases, all these things. The next one, highlight this one, manufacturer. Who is the manufacturer? The party having the primary responsibility to construct the tank. So who is constructing the tank is called as a manufacturer. Close book down. Then minimum design specific gravity of floating roof design, the lowest specific gravity of the stored fluid at designated temperature, the lowest value of all product when tanks are to be designed for multiple. I told for floating roof, we have to take the least specific gravity. Nominal thickness, I told you nominal thickness already, or the ordered thickness of the material. This thickness include any corrosion allowance and is used for the determination of PWC, weld spacing, So all we will order thickness only, we will do PWC, preheating, NDT, everything. Nominal thickness. Then who is purchaser? The owner or the owner designated agent such as engineering contractor. That is the purchaser. Purchaser means owner. That is closed book question. Then single deck pontoon floating roof. Next page. This is closed book question. The outer periphery of the roof consists of the closed top pontoon compartments with the inner section of the roof construct a single deck without a float. In central, there will be only plate. There will be no compartment floating. A box will float. A plate will not float. Then thickened insert plate, highlight this one. A steel plate replaces part of the shell plate with a nominal thickness greater than the adjoining by more than 3 mm. That's all. Section 3. Right. Now, let us see how much you understand so far what we have covered. So section 1 question we will start. So we have given you the online access for online people for these questions. Okay. Just a minute. So online, how to attend it? So we can attend later online, no problem. We'll confuse. Okay. Read this.
APA 660 covers the design, materials, fabrication, erection, of testing of upper ground steel storage tank.
Okay.
What is the maximum internal pressure covered by this tank?
The maximum pressure shall not exceed weight of the root plate. Okay. So answer is C. Where it is given answer, first line you can see we highlight it here. See here it is given. Internal pressure not exceeding the weight of the root plate.
English share agla screen.
Okay. You can see here we marked here. Internal pressure not exceeding the weight of the root plate. Okay, that is the answer for the. Is it sharing now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay, no problem. So that is the first question answer. Second question.
APA 650 applies only to tanks whose entire bottom is uniformly supported and tanks that have a maximum descent temperature.
So what is the maximum descent temperature? Non-refrigerated service at a temperature not exceeding the 200 degree Fahrenheit. It is non-refrigerated. It is here given. Non-refrigerated service, descent temperature of 200 degree Fahrenheit or less. You can see this question marked here. How the exam question will be if they ask, it will be like this one. Okay, next third.
And above ground,
I'm sorry.
an above ground storage tank is to be subjected to a small internal surface pressure. This standard or both may the tank be designed.
Okay, what is the answer? Annexure F, which annexure F? 650 annexure F, 653 annexure F. So answer is 650 annexure F. So it is the next page, the answer is there. We already highlighted here. So this is annexure F. Provide the design for tanks with a small internal storage. See, wherever we marked, where is the question is there. Okay. Next one. Next.
What is the purpose of the bullet next to the paragraph?
So I told the paragraph record decision action by the purchaser. Okay. Then next.
Who is responsible for providing jurisdiction?
Site permits. Who is responsible for jurisdiction? Purchaser. Answer is purchaser. I think you can locate it. No need to go here and there. If you are not able to locate it, just answer. I will show you because everything we mark. Next.
Requirements of tanks with descent temperature exceeding 200 to 500.
Annexure M. Out of 6 questions, this is the important question. If they ask in the exam, this is the only question they are asking regularly in the exam. Annexure M. So they can ask the reverse also. Annexure M provides requirement for. Then answer will be 200 to 500. We have to choose. So answer will be less than 200, above 500, 200 to 500. So question can be answer can be question also. So this is the section 1. Is it okay, Sriram?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, right. So we will go to the section 3 also. Question we will review, then we will go to the next one. Right. So yes, please, you read it. Pardon me.
Nominal thickness,
Hmm.
there is any corrosion allowance is
So what is the answer for nominal thickness, any corrosion allowance?
ordered.
Ordered thickness with the corrosion allowance. Nominal thickness less any corrosion allowance. Answer is corroded thickness. Answer is corroded thickness. Okay, next one.
If lowest one, it means temperature of the location is 30 degree Fahrenheit. What is the design temperature of this?
Installed at that location. So answer is 45. 30 plus 15. Okay, next.
Protective material not bonded to the surface is called liner.
Liner. So it is not bonded to the surface, is the liner. Okay, next.
Design specific gravity is.
So design specific gravity, generally it is the maximum. So if they specifically ask for floating roof, then it will be the lowest minimum. Generally they ask design specific gravity means maximum only. The maximum specific gravity of the stored fluid. Next.
Outer periphery of the roof
Hmm.
consists of closed off
Pontoons. Component compartments.
compartment with a liner section of the
Inner section of the roof considered a single deck without flotation means single deck pontoon floating roof. That is the definition of single deck pontoon.
Sir, pontoon,
Okay.
sir.
thickness necessary.
Pontoon gardu box maar irukkirathu.
Okay.
Next.
The thickness necessary to satisfy tension and compressor strength requirement without to construction limitation. Corrosion allowance is called as.
There is a design thickness. That is the definition of the design thickness. You see the design thickness necessary to satisfy tension and compression requirements. That is the definition of tension. Okay, next.
When tanks are to be designed for multi-product, the specific gravity used to floating roof design is minimum.
Floating roof minimum specific gravity of the. Okay, yes, you read yourself. Next. 8.
If the thickness which includes any corrosion allowance that includes for requirement, well spacing, minimum and maximum thickness, variation age.
So answer is answer B and C. Nominal or ordered thickness. See, you will order the plate. Nominal thickness means with the corrosion allowance. That plate only we will receive. From that only we will make welding. PQR, WPS, welding, NDT, PWST, impact test, everything will be with the corrosion allowance. Now the one the plate also. Okay. Next one.
Honor or the honors designated agents such as an engineering contractor called as.
It is not contractor. They are using the word manufacturer. Code language is manufacturer. Okay, next.
A steel plate that replaces part of the shell plate with a nominal thickness that is greater than the nominal thickness of the adjoining material by more than 3 mm each.
It is a thickened insert plate. No, if it is more than 3 mm, thickened insert plate. Otherwise, it is an insert plate. 3 mm or less than 3 mm is insert plate. That's all. So this is the, if you can able to attend all these questions, definitely you can attend all exam questions. Okay, next chapter will go chapter 4. Material. Chapter 4 will have around 2-3 questions. Okay. Now,
Chapter 3, sir. Question.
Maybe one question. Chapter 1 may be one question. Chapter 3 may be one question. Chapter 4 may be around 3 questions. Now, first understand. I think how many of you welding inspectors? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What is P number? So P number is the grouping of material by ASME section 9 to reduce the number of PQR. Okay. That is entirely different. 650 have separate material list. This is nothing to do with the P number because all this material are carbon steel. Carbon steel is in P number 1. Carbon steel is the P number 1. So I will just go here and there a little bit, then we'll come to this. Now, this is a material grouping. Please take 4-11. Page number 4-11. Okay. Page number 4-11. When you are referring 650 and 653 for your exam, all tables will be repeated 2 times. There will be A table and a B table. Always follow the B table. B table only American system, USC, United States Customary Units. A table you can see here, SI units. SI units we will not follow. So again, I will repeat, in 650 and 653, all tables will be repeated. A will be SI, they are following some uniformity. A tables are SI units, B tables are American system. We will always follow B tables. Is it clear? Yeah. USC meaning United States Customary Units. USC meaning United States Customary Units. We are following United States Customary Units only. Now, so this is the normally used carbon steel storage tanks materials. You can see how many groups they have. Group 1, 2, 3, 3A, 4, 4A, 5, 6. So you should understand this one, not to remember, just to understand. There are 6 groups of material normally used as per 650 in storage tanks. There is a similarity between, see, first group 1 to 3A materials are considered as a low strength material. Group 4 to 6 materials are considered as a high strength material. Point number 1. Sometimes a same material you can have in different groups. For example, if you take 5 ones is grade 60, is group 3 also there. Group 4 or 3A also there. You can see 5 ones is grade 60. What is the difference between group 3 and group 3A then? It is a as rolled. It is a normalized. Normalized is a heat treatment to improve the toughness. Okay. Now, first you have to read this one. Okay. So let us start working with some material. So we'll start working with some material. For example, okay, tell me one material. Any group you can choose. Any material you can choose. Choose one material. The material solunga. You have to tell me the material. Eh? So you want to choose A516 is grade 60. Okay, good. A516 grade 60. I told you it is in 3A as well as 3A. Okay, you want to choose 3A. So you want to use a normalized material. So normalized it is coming under 3A. If you don't understand anything, please ask again. I will explain. So it is given in 3A. So 5 ones is grade 60 because it is normalized. If we set as rolled, then it will be group 3. Okay. So 3A. Now the next one is what thickness you want to use for the tank. What is your tank thickness, shell thickness? 32 mm. 32 mm means you have to convert it inches. So it is 1.25 inch. 1 inch is 25. So 1.25 inch. Okay. So group 3A material 1.25 inch. Now the question is, up to what temperature this material can be used without any impact testing? Now first we have to understand what is impact test to check the toughness of the material. When the material toughness will be reduced when it is operating at low temperature. Low temperature it will become brittle. Okay. So we are going to say what is the question if they ask what is design temperature without impact test for A516 grade 60 normalized 1.25 inch thick shell plate. So for this is the exam question. You understand the question now? So how to find out? Very simple. They have given graphs. No need to follow graph. They have given equations. We have to follow the equation. So just to go to the code book, you can see if you go to the here. Actually, this is the graph you have to follow. Page number 4-8. Follow the graph and find out. What is the group we have taken? 3A. Thickness is, see inches it is given here. 1.25 inch thickness. What is our group? 3A. 3A, what is the temperature? It is very straight actually. Minus 40. 3A minus 40, but other it will not be same. So don't follow this graph. Instead, we have an equation here. Okay, page number 4-9. Linear equation. Mark it as a open book question. Linear equation open book. 3A, you can see 0.25 to 1.5. It is straight away given minus 40. So there is no y is equal to minus 40. Y is equal to minus 40. So there is a, so sometimes they can see, for example, here you take 120x. X means the thickness. We have to multiply under minus 6. So for this answer is very simple, but I will ask another question. So here it looks very simple, minus 40. Now I will ask another question. Try this question, and then after that you can write. Right. Okay. Highlight this. I find out A283 grades are the five. So what is the MDMT for 0.5 inch? 516 grade 65 material, normalized material. Find out this. What is the minimum temperature without impact testing for 516 grade 65 normalized thickness 0.5 inch? Write the question and answer it. But இது இருக்கும் thickness limit இருக்கும் note இருக்கும். So calculate this. First you have to find 516 grade 65 normalized which group? Group 5. So use the equation. What is the thickness? 0.5 inch. What is the equation? Write in your notebook and do the calculation. So 516 grade 65.5 inch. So next one 516 grade 65. So 516 grade 65 normalized thickness 0.5 inch. What is the answer?
Minus 10.4.
Minus
10.4.
10 point and 4 hours.
4.
Okay, let me check whether it is maybe correct. I don't know. We will check it. Okay, so what you have to do first, you have to find the group. 516 grade 65 normalized. Okay. So 516 grade 65. This is a normalized. Okay, for 65 there is a okay normalized group 5. So group 5 formula. This is the formula. 30.4x minus 25.6. So 30.4 multiplied by 0.5 minus 25.6. So if you work it out, 30.4 multiplied by 0.5 minus 25.6. So it is a minus 10.4. Yes, 4 degree Fahrenheit. Is it clear? There may be one question, exam question, open question asked in this. Huh? 0.5 it is not a common. They will give many things. Suppose, for example, thickness is say 1 inch. Then what will be the answer? They will give the thickness in question. Here we use a different thickness, 1.25. Thickness is not common. Exam question, they will give what is the thickness. Yes, in this segment, there will be one question. They will give the material. Please remember, when a material is in two groups, we have to check what is the condition they have given, normalized, as rolled. If you select the group wrongly, then the answer will be wrong. Is it okay? So please copy this, then we will continue. எழுதியங்க அதுக்கப்புறம் அடுத்த ஸ்டெப் போகும். We'll go to the next step. Yes, please.
சார் அந்த +15 டிகிரி பண்ணல சார், அது எப்போ சார் அது பண்ணணும்? இதுக்கு
இல்ல இது வேணாம், don't confuse இது பண்ணாதீங்க. That is different thing. That is the tank located in that location.
ஓகே.
I will answer your question. Suppose this tank is located in Denver. Now, Denver, Devar, I write Denver. Okay. Denver, what is the temperature, design temperature? Design? What is the Denver design temperature? See, Denver is here. Huh? 0 degree Fahrenheit. Okay. So Denver is, so here it's a minus 15. Minus 15 plus 15, it will be 0. So minus 15 plus 15 is a 0 degree Fahrenheit. So Denver temperature 0. This material I can up to what temperature you can use? Minus 10.4. So no impact is required. This is the link, Sriram.
Okay, sir.
No impact. This is the way, but in the exam, generally they will not combine both. There will be separate. Our end combination can cater. That's the answer. Suppose this tank you are going to locate it. For example, what code says 5 ounces is grade 6 normalized thickness half an inch. You can use minus 10.4 degree Fahrenheit. Up to that, suppose you are going to locate this in Denver. Denver temperature will be only 0. This material I can use minus 10.4. So impact test is not required. That is the meaning of this. Okay. But don't get confused. If you are not understanding this, also leave it. Exam, they will not combine both. Yes.
Sir, in the map, where is Denver? Yeah.
Denver.
But it's Denver is minus 15.
Yeah, minus 15. We have to add 15 degree for the MDMT.
Yeah.
So Denver is here. Minus 15 plus 15, it will be 0.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why Denver temperature I wrote it as a 0 degree Fahrenheit. So see how to we have to calculate the MDMT by using the equation. And suppose this, what is the temperature in that location? That location is 1 day mean temperature plus 15. Then if the temperature is lower than this one, then it can be used. So if you want to copy this, next step we will go to. Already copied? Okay, right. Next one, when impact test is required. Now I told you what we have calculated it, minus 10.4. If you want to lower, so if you want to use greater than or equal to minus 10.4, sorry. No impact test. So if that location of that area is greater than or equal to minus 10.4 impact. For example, if you see there, what is the location here? 0. It is greater than minus 10. Minus 10 is the lower temperature. But in the location, if it is less than minus 10.4, we have to do impact test. So if temperature is less than minus 10.4, suppose you want to use say minus 15 degree Fahrenheit you want to use. then you have to do impact test at minus 15 degrees Fahrenheit. You have to prove that this material will not fail at a minus 15. So code says for this material up to minus 10.4, no testing record, it will withstand. Suppose you are asking, no, I want to use minus 15. Then code says you can use it, provided it passes the impact test. It passes the impact test.
Minus 10.4.
No need impact test. So impact, the problem with the brittle is only with the low temperature. High temperature, there will be no brittle. Each material will have a different temperature. The temperature is called a transition temperature. Transition temperature means at which temperature metal become brittle. So for this, minus 10.4 is the transition temperature.
Means more cold, more brittle.
More cold, more brittle. Okay, yeah, okay, brittle. Okay, right. Now, how to do the impact test? So we will watch a short UP video. Sorry.
First test, strain-aged plain carbon steel S235. This is our test specimen. It has been machined to standardized size and shape with a characteristic V-shaped knot notch. The tester places
So this is the size
specimen
of the specimen.
on the lower part of the machine and adjusts its position with a centering device. Next, he turns the drag indicator downwards again and checks that everything is prepared correctly. Perfect. The test can begin. The pendulum is released, it swings downwards and hits the specimen with its rounded hammer point. The specimen absorbs part of the pendulum's energy, so the pendulum doesn't reach the full height on the other side. The amount of energy that has been absorbed by the specimen can now be read off at the position of the drag indicator. It only amounts to 13 joules in this test.
So you can see here 13 joules, okay, but we are using foot pounds. Now, what are the key points we should know about the impact test? First one, which specification we are following impact test? These are the important points. First point number 1. So what impact test we are using is called Charpy impact test. What is another impact test? One is Charpy, another one is IZARD. Okay. Second one, which specification we are following? A37. This is the specification we are using for doing impact test. Third one, what is the size of the specimen? 55 mm into 10 into 10 millimeter. This is the specimen size. But the fourth one, we will not test one specimen. We will test one set. One set is equal to 3 specimens. Now, what should be the value? So the value will come, it can be longitudinal or transverse. What is it mean by longitudinal? Because it's a material plate. If you are cutting rolling direction, that is longitudinal. Perpendicular to lowering direction, that is a transverse. Any direction we can do it. Now, suppose we are doing longitudinal. See, same, take this one. What is this group number we have taken here? What is this one? 516 enna group is group 5 ah. Okay, so group 5 0.5 inch. Group 5 say our material is group 5, thickness is 0.5 inch. So what should be the longitudinal specimen? Just to follow this, you can write after that, no problem. See, this table you have to refer it. Again, there will be A, B table, page number 4-13. 4-13. Tell me what will be the longitudinal specimen group 5 0.5 inch. Longitudinal will be 30 foot-pounds. You can see here less than 1.5. See, group 4, 4A, 5, 6, except quench temper and TMC. Okay, less than 1.5 longitudinal will be 30 foot-pounds. Now, the next understanding is very, very important. So, longitudinal specimen, the 30 foot-pounds is called average of 3 specimens. So what should be the 30? The value is called average of 3 specimens. Then please listen, understand this one. What is the minimum value allowed? Minimum value is 2/3 of the average. 2/3 of the average is equal to 20 foot-pounds. Minimum for one specimen. So minimum for one specimen. So average, we will refer the table. Minimum value is 2/3 of the average. Now, what are the next condition? This is if they ask in the exam, next one only they will ask. There is a rule. I told you we will not test one specimen. We will test a set 3 specimens. Now, to get the average of 30, what should be the total value of 3 specimens? If you want to average 30, what should be the total value of 3 specimens? 90. 90 can be like this also. One specimen 90, another 2 or 0. Still also you can get 90. But that is the way it is not acceptable. Now, no. So there can be different value, but what the code rule says, if it is average is 30, minimum is 20. First point, one specimen below average. If one specimen is go below 30, that set is considered acceptable. So one specimen can go below average, but 2 specimens go below average, rejected. So 2 specimen below average, that is reject. If 3 specimen below average, there will not be average. So straight away it will be rejected. Second point is minimum, 1 specimen below minimum, reject. Below minimum, that's also rejected. So again, I will repeat, only 1 specimen can go below average. That also cannot go below minimum. So only one can go below 30, but it cannot go below 20. Okay, that is the only one can go. Suppose 2 specimens go below 30 or 1 specimen go below 20, reject means you can allow a retest. For retest, all three specimens. Three value must be equal or greater than average. Equal or greater than average. This is we have to understand. This point is very, very important. Exam it was asked. Suppose when you are going retest, the one can go below average is not allowed. First time test only one can go below 30. If you are going retest, all three values should be either 30 and above. Or no, even less than 30. So all values should be greater than or equal to 30. This condition is very, very important. First time testing, one can go below average.
30 kilo.
ஒன்னுக்கு 30 கீழே போகலாம் ஆனா 20 கீழே போக கூடாது. If two specimen below 30 reject. Suppose you are retest போனீங்கன்னா all the three must be 30 and above. At least 30 அல்லது மேல தான் இருக்கணும். இந்த ஒன் போலாங்கிறது நாட் ஆகும். Retest வந்து the concession is not on. So please write this. This is important.
சார் குரூப் 5.5 எப்படி சும்மா அப்படி ரேண்டமா எடுத்துட்டீங்க எக்ஸாம்பிள் எடுத்துட்டீங்களா சார் அது?
ஆமா போன தடவை யூஸ் பண்ணோம்ல அங்க.
ஆமாமா சார்.
This material is group 5. Okay அத அப்படியே எடுத்து.
அப்புறம் the A317 வச்சிருக்கீங்களா சார்? அது எப்படி சார் அது?
அது specification number. Sometimes they are asking in the exam. So which specification we are using for the impact? It is a A370.
Okay.
Is it okay? I'll let him copy, no problem. Right? Okay, so we'll go through the chapter 4 from the starting. So whatever important, we will highlight it. Okay, chapter 4 materials. Okay, there are some other requirements also. We will cover it. Now, there are 4 types of steel can be classified into 4 groups: rimmed, capped, semi-killed, killed. There is a based on the purity. How much impurities you are removing. Killed is highly purified steel. Then the next semi-killed, then capped, rimmed. So tank construction, rimmed and capped steels are not allowed. That means only semi-killed and killed is allowed. So highlight this one. Rimmed 4.1.12. Rimmed or capped steels are not permitted. Then highlight the 4.113. Use of cast iron in any pressure part, any part attached to the tank by welding is prohibited. Cast iron you should not use in the welding construction. Then because of the hydrogen embarkment toxicity, cadmium plated components shall not be used without express consent of the purchaser. If it is a cadmium coating, actually we have to remove it completely. You should not use it because it will, when you are welding, it will evolve the poisonous gas. Cadmium and zinc coating is not allowed. Then this is important close book. Material produced with specification other than listed in this section may be employed, provided the material is certified to meet all of the requirements of an applicable material specification listed in the standard, and the material use is approved by the person. Suppose we have seen 6 group materials. You want to use other material from this group, it is allowed by the code, provided purchaser should accept it. Owner should accept it. Suppose other material from this group, you can use it. Then when any new or unused plate and pipe material cannot be completely identified records that are satisfactory to the purchaser as material conforming to the specification, the material or product may be used in the construction of tanks covered by the standard only if the material passed the test annexure N. So annexure N, that is open book question. So suppose you have a material without any identification. We don't know which group this materials. So you have to test it as per annexure N and we can use it, provided purchaser accept it. Annexure N. Then another one is very, very important. Now, you remember I told you group 1 to 3 is low strength material, group 4 to 6 is high strength material based on the tensile strength. Suppose actually you have to use a group 3 material, so you don't have a stock of group 3 material. Now you want to use a group 4 or 5. You are arguing it is a high strength. What is the problem? It is not like that. You cannot on your own decide high strength material. You have to get the approval of purchaser. Owner should approve it, and you have to specify in the material data. We have to specify everything. This is important. When a tank is designed to the requirements of the standard using plate metal from group 1 through 3A steels, the tank manufacturer responsible for any proposed material substitution to use group 4 through 6 must do the following: maintain all the original design criteria for the lower stress group 1 to 3. You see, you have to treat as a group, lower group only, even if you are using higher group. And this is open book. Obtain prior written approval of the purchaser. Purchaser should give in writing that it is not allowed is a group 4 for this. That is important. Open book question. Mark it open book question. The next page. 4 to 122 underrun. What is meant by underrun? You are ordering a 10 mm plate. Suddenly, some areas you found it, the thickness is less than 10 mm. It is allowed provided the reduction in thickness is less than 0.3 mm. For example, 10 mm means at least it should be 9.7 millimeter. A 0.3 mm reduction is allowed. That is closed book question. And underrun not more than 0.3 mm from a computer design thickness or minimum is acceptable. That is important. Now, this is also important. Now, somebody asked, what is the maximum thickness? For shell, the maximum thickness allowed is 45 mm, 1.75 inch, only maximum. And next is if the thickness is more than 40 mm, impact test is mandatory. No need to follow anything. This is both are important. Shell, yeah, any temperature you are using more than 40 mm, impact test is must mandate. Shell plates are limited to maximum thickness of 45 mm unless lesser thickness is established in the standard. Then last line is also important. Plates thicker than 40 mm shall be normalized or quench tempered, killed, made to fine grain until impact tested. Open book question. See, again I will repeat, what is the maximum thickness allowed for shell is 1.75 inch, 45 mm. But inside plate can be more, that is allowed, reinforcement can be more. That is the next line you can see. Okay, unless lesser thickness is stated, plate as a thickened insert plate, flanges may be thicker than 45 mm. The flanges, thickened insert plate, that is leave it, that is not important. But when the thickness is more than 40 mm, impact test is mandatory, irrespective of the temperature. So if they ask the exam, above what thickness impact test is mandatory, answer is 40 mm, impact test is compulsory. These are not very important, even though your question bank have. ASTM A36 plates maximum thickness 40 mm only we can use. Just to highlight, mark it open book, because it is covered in your question bank. These are not important. See, each material they have some maximum thickness limit. Next page, AHM 285 grade C, maximum 25 mm allowed. That also open book question, because they are covered in your question bank. So just to locate it. Then 4.4, this line is important, 4272. All welding performed to repair surface defects shall be done with low hydrogen welding electrodes compatible with the chemistry strength and quality. Suppose you want to make a repair on a plate, damaged during transportation. It is allowed by the code. You can make a repair, welding repair, but you have to use only low hydrogen. What is low hydrogen electrode? E7018, 7016, 7015. Okay, these are you can use. Open book question. Then impact testing. Please go to the page number 4-6. When required by the purchaser or by 421, a set of Sharpie Venus specimens shall be taken from plates after heat treatment. Suppose you are going to do PWST, impact test shall be only after heat treatment, and the specimen shall fulfill the stated energy requirements. Highlight this line. Then this is the closed book question, first one. An impact test shall be performed on 3 specimens taken from a single test coupon. So 1 set means 3 specimens. That is important. The next one, this is what I said. The average value of 3 specimens with more than 1 specimen being less than the specified minimum value shall comply with the specimen value. If more than 1 value less than, there is a mistake here actually. Here it should be specified average, just to cut and write average. There is a mistake in the code. If more than 1 value is less than the specified average value, or if 1 value is less than 2/3 of the average value, 3 additional specimen tests. Wherever minimum, you have to put average. They just print it as a minimum, it will be confusing. Okay, 3 additional specimens shall be tested. The last line is important. And each of this must have value greater than or equal to minimum specified. So that also average. When you are going for retest, all the 3 specimens should be greater or average value. Then highlight this one, close book question. The test specimen shall be Sharpie Venus type A specimen, ASTM A370. That is important, close book question. Now, what is the size of the specimen I told you? 55 into 10 into 10. So what is the 10 into 10? 10 mm width, 10 mm thickness, 55 mm length. Suppose your plate thickness is only 8 mm. You cannot make a 10 mm specimen. The thickness is only 8, then that specimens are called surface specimens. Then what should be the notch size? It is called 20% notch. 10 mm width, we will have 2 mm notch. It is 20% of the 10 mm. So highlight this one. For plate whose thickness is insufficient to permit preparation of full size specimen, 10 into 10, test shall be made with the largest surface specimen that can be prepared from the plate. Surface specimen shall have width along the notch at least 80% of the metal. So suppose you are making 88 mm specimen, 8 mm 20% we have to take notch. 8 mm 20% will be 1.6 mm notch left. Okay, that is important. Then please go to the page number 4-8. Figure 4.1b, minimum permissible design metal temperature of metal used in tank shell without impact testing. I told you this, what you call this picture, no need to refer. You can use a calculation. Calculation will be the easy. Suppose you have doubt whether I used a correct calculation, you can cross check with it here. You can cross check during exam whether your value is correct. It will give approximate value actually. So this equation is open book question. Mark it as a open book question. Then please go to the next page. I told you this is the map of US. Okay, definitely there will be a question. It is a open book question. So far, just to highlight the cities. So if they ask, because generally they will repeat something. Los Angeles, they asked in the exam. Denver, they asked in the exam. Oklahoma City, they asked in the exam. Indianapolis, they asked in the exam. Brigham, they asked in the exam. Dallas, they asked in the exam. Just to highlight this one. Suppose it is repeat, you can easily locate. Otherwise, you have to search. So last exam, Los Angeles were asked. Before there was Denver, before Oklahoma, Dallas, Brigham, Indianapolis. Okay. Then please go to the page number 4-12, material groups. Just to highlight this one. So you know how to refer the metal group. I told you, read the question carefully, normalized that some material may have 2 groups. Yeah. Then please go to the page number 4-13. 4.5b, that is open book question. Now we have seen how to check the impact values. That is open book question. Then please go to the page number 4-17. Just to highlight, these are not very important. 4611, 4-17. 4-17, 4.6.1. Flange material, forged slip-on, ring type, weld neck, long neck, and lap joint flange shall conform to the material B16.5. Then 462, lap joint flanges shall not be used without approval of the purchaser. Okay, highlight this one. Lap joint you cannot use without the approval of the purchaser. 4.6.2, but there's no example in bolting. Unless otherwise specified in the flange bolting shall conform to ASTM 193B7 and the dimension is specified in ASTM 18.21. Then next page 4-18, 4912. Suppose you have metallic gasket. Gasket welding is permitted. You can make 2 gasket weld and flush grinding you can use it. Metallic gasket. This is allowed by the code. Sheet gasket shall be continuous. Metal gasket made continuous by welding are acceptable if the weld is ground flush and finished at the same as the non-welded portion of the gasket. Rope or tap gasket should have overlapped ends. Then we are attaching the gasket. You should not put any paste gasket attaching, and only single gasket you have to use. No more than 1 gasket is allowed. Again, these are not very important. Highlight it. No joint sealing compound, gasket adhesive jointing or lubricant shall be used on the sealing surface gasket or flanges during joint makeup unless specifically allowed by purchaser. So everything, if you want to do extra, you have to get the approval of the purchaser. Very simple. That's all chapter 4. Okay. So chapter 4, I told there will be 2 to 3 questions. So far we have taken half day class. So far we have covered around 5 questions. That's all. Now, chapter 5 is the design, the toughest chapter of the 650. It's running for more than 60 pages, but we will skip most of the pages. Only selective we will do. We'll see. It's only selective we'll see. So it will have around 5 to 6 questions. Not much questions actually, but we will cover. Okay, so let us start with the full fillet valve. Just I will another 50 minutes I will go. Then afternoon we will continue. See, what is meant by full fillet valve? First understand this. Now, so what is this joint? Lap joint. This is called as a lap joint, and this welding is called as a fillet. And this dimension is called as a leg dimension. So as per code, weld size equal to leg length. Weld size means as per American, C-ship it is different. American, it is leg length only. So what should be the minimum weld size? Weld size means they are also asking about a 6 mm. So code have 2 rules. Minimum size is equal to 5 mm. Any weld you are making on the tank, it is a common requirement. What is the minimum weld size? 5 mm. I am using mm so that you can easily understand it. But there is one more rule. Suppose very high thickness, we can use 5 mm. No. There is another rule. It should be at least 1/3 of the thickness. T is the thinner plate. Suppose this plate is called say 10 mm. This plate is say 8 mm. So 8 mm only we will take for our consideration. See, for example, 8 mm, 130, how much it will come? It will come only around 3 mm, but it is not allowed. Minimum 5 mm we need. Suppose this thickness is say 30 mm. 1/3 thickness will be 10 mm we have to go with. Then what is the full fillet weld means? If the size is equal to this 8 mm, then it is called a full fillet size. Full fillet weld equal to thinner member. Suppose you are building a 8 mm thickness for 8 to 10 mm joint, then it is called a full fillet weld. That's all. So that is important. Highlight this one. A full fillet weld whose size is equal to the thickness of the thinner member joint. Thinner member equal thickness weld size. Sometimes you can weld it. That is called a full fillet weld. Okay. Highlight this one. This is important. Length, weld leg length, 8 mm the equal fillet. Sorry, full fillet weld. So mark it. Now tack weld. What is the purpose of tack weld? Alignment purpose. So highlight this one. A weld made to hold the parts of a weld in proper alignment until the final welds are made. That is a tack weld. Then there are many requirements. I will go one by one explaining. Okay. So this is a little bit tough chapter, no problem. We will explain everything. Okay. First, 5.1. Tack weld shall not be considered as having any strength value of the finished structure. So tack will not have the any strength as per code. It is just for alignment purpose. That is a closed book question. Then this is what I said. The minimum size of the fillet weld shall be as follows. Of plates 5 mm thick, the weld shall be full fillet weld. 5 mm, you have to weld 5 mm. And minimum size is 5 mm. And the plates more than 5 mm, the weld thickness shall be less than 1/3 of the thickness of the thinner plate at the joint and shall be at least 5 mm. So you have to go for 1/3 of the thickness of the thinner plate, but at least it should be 5 mm. It cannot be less than 5 mm. See, bottom and roof, we are using lap weld. Lap weld, both sides no need to weld. See, if it is a lap weld, there will be two sides actually. You can weld side also. But this side welding is not required. Only single side laps are allowed. Single side bottom there will weld top side. Inside will roof also top side is allowed. Now, how much this lapping should be there? This is the overlap. How much overlap? See, there are two rules. Suppose for you are welding only single side weld. It should have 5T. Double side weld. You are welding double side also 5T. T is the thinner plate, but here the rule is maximum 25 mm. Single side maximum 25 mm, double side maximum 50 mm. I will explain. Suppose your thickness is say 10 mm and 8 mm. Thinner plate 8 mm. 5 into 8, how much it will be? 40 mm, but no need 40 mm. Single side welding means only 25 mm. Maximum 25 mm only single side lapping is required. Suppose if a double side here, 5 into 8, 40 mm we have to maintain. But it is more than 40, 50, no need more than 50. Double side na maximum 50, single side na maximum 20. So highlight this one. Double welded joint shall be lapped at least 5 times nominal thickness of the thinner plate or 50 mm, whichever is less. That is important. Single welded joint shall be lapped at least 5 times nominal thickness of the thinner plate or 25 mm, whichever is less. That is important. Right. This through are very important. See, whether we can weld a single, I think you understand what is meant by single pass, multi-pass. Now, for group 1 to 3, if you are making manual welding more than 6 mm, we have to weld multi-pass welding. Manual na GTAW we are not using, SMAW. Yeah, SMAW. But for if you are using automatic process, like what is meant by semi-automatic means GMAW, FCAW, more than 10 mm, we have to use a multi-pass welding. But group 4 to 6, compulsory 2 pass is mandatory. Any thickness, compulsory, you cannot weld in a single pass. Again, I will repeat. Group 1, 2, 3, thickness 6 mm less single pass also we can weld. More than 6 mm only multi pass. But to group 4 to 6, compulsory 2 pass you have to make. Okay, highlight this one. For bottom plates, roof plates and material shell to bottom is group 1 to 3. The following size requirements apply. These are open book. For manual welding, fillet legs, groove weld greater than 6 mm shall be multi pass. For semi-automatic machine or automatic, greater than 10 mm shall be multi pass. And this is regularly asked open book question, very important. Highlight this one specially. For group 4 to 6, shell to bottom welds and for all welding process, all welds shall be made using minimum 2 passes. We have to make minimum 2 passes. Then vertical joints, shell joints. This requirement I already told you. Shell joints, how much you have to stagger it? 5T. Here T is the thicker plate. Bottom lap T is the thinner plate. Roof lap T is the thinner plate. Bottom roof will follow same way. What lap joint T is the thinner plate. But when you are butt joint, the staggering T is the thicker plate. So this is a close book question. Vertical joint in adjacent shell core shall not be aligned, but shall be offset from each other minimum distance 5T, where T is the plate thickness of the thicker course of the joint of offset. T is the thicker course. Yes, please.
Sir, Orange, sir.
English, please.
Sir, which are the ones you mentioning this small t and can you differentiate between small t and capital T, sir, please?
There is no difference between small t and capital T. Anything you can take. T is the thickness of the, see, for lap joint, whether it is T is capital T, small t, there is no, I just put it wrongly. Okay, no problem. T means thickness. For lap joint, T is always thinner plate. Okay, for butt weld staggering, T is the thicker plate. Everywhere they are using only small t. They are using small t only. They are not using capital T. Okay?
So butt weld means a thicker plate. The lap joint means thinner plate.
Thinner plate.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Correct. Okay. Right. So what is meant by 3 lap in tank bottom? So okay. You can see this is called as a 3 lap. You can see the sketch. 1 plate, 1, 2. You can see another plate here. Okay, this joint is considered of the 1, 2, 3. 3 lap. 3 plate. Okay, 3 plate because this is a lap joint, not a butt joint, bottom plate. These are 3 lap. Everything is a 3 lap. What should be between 1 3 lap and 2 other 3 lap? The minimum distance. And you can see this is the annular plate. This is the annular plate. After that only we will raise this one. Annular plate will have a butt joint. The annular ring will have a butt joint. So this requirement is important. 3 plate laps in at least 12 inches from each other. So when you have the 300 mm, 1 3 plate lap, here you can see another
Sir. Page number 4.1.
இல்ல semi killed and killed permitted.
ஒரு நோட் பண்ணிக்கலாம் சார். Semi
killed na வந்து completely
semi killed or
semi killed na maybe killed. ரெக்கார்டிங் எடுத்துட்டு கிளாஸ் க்ளோஸ் பண்ண போறோம். மத்தியானம் பார்த்து. ரெக்கார்டிங் ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிடுறேன். நான் கிளாஸ் மத்தியானம் தான் கண்டினியூ பண்றேன்.
ஓகே சார்.